Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So just a minute. Okay. Okay. So welcome to the third edition of Global Power Platform Bootcamp. So that this event is organized at approx 70 locations across the globe. That if I'll give you on a brief about today's session. So first we are going to start with Kirti Prajapati, who is going to provide a demo as well as detail about deep dive onto Power Apps portals. Then the next session is from Avni Chowgule, that is for Power Virtual Agent integration into Power Apps portal. Then we'll have a Niran Bhatt for who will showcase us delegation in Power Apps. And last session that I'll take Sanket Pandya, the, that I'll talk about custom connectors in Power Platform. Okay. Okay. So before you that we are going deep into this event, just setting some background. Why we are in need of Power App and why it's that picking up since last few years. What are the business needs that for this automation? So that these all that details are coming out from Microsoft internal research. That is it that as per Microsoft there is a huge demand and a need for more than almost 500 millions of digital apps in next few years. And we are following code first approach. That it will be that difficult to that reach out to match this requirement. So, and also that we have in last couple of years we have witnessed due to COVID crisis that the digital transformation have been almost implemented 10 times, or that we have covered 10 years of implementation into just a couple of years. So to reach that requirement, low code platform will always help us to reach out to match the industry requirement and to fulfill that uh, fast paced requirement for the solution development. And Microsoft Power Platform is that providing us that solution, which that we can meet rapid growth or the rapid demand of development. So this was that the main requirement and due to which that it's been that globally accepted and on fast pace of moving towards. Now that on quickly that file where Microsoft Power Platform stands on rapid application development on Azure. So if you can see on that the Azure at bottom that graph SQL, Azure Analytics and Cosmos DB and all those things. Then on top of that services, native services like analytics service APIs and all those things. So using this traditionally that we were using that Visual Studio or VS Code, we were developing that. So this Power Platform come on top of that, through which that it's not mandatory for that you should have a developer background as well. It's that low code and any end user can also develop this using this Power Platform. Can you create a small scale to large scale applications for their uh, requirement? Now, in that, just giving you a basic details about what are the tools that applications available on their Power Platform. So mainly that it's talking about Power Apps using that where we can create Canvas app, uh, model driven app, and Power Portals. We'll that get more details into our upcoming sessions onto that one. Then the second option is that related to Power Automate. It's used to mainly automate your business requirement, used to create a flow and automate your requirement mainly to that. The next is that Power Virtual Agent to that create that chatbot quickly with low code development. even AI integration facilities also there. And the next one is that data, so main related to data. Using Power BI, we can create a dashboards, reports, and all those things. So that's one of that. We are going more details into this one, deep dive into this one, and we'll get more details about and also practical knowledge onto this one into our upcoming session. Okay, so uh, I'm not taking the digging deep into this one. We'll get that get more details. Just that one request that these are that please fill out this surveys for global power platform. And we would like to thanks our sponsors, Rishabh Software, who is providing us hosting environment to host this entire event. So we would like to thank them. And that thank you for all that joining us. That I hope you all have a great day. And I'm just one request throughout that from for this session as well as for all the upcoming sessions. In case wherever you need or you have any query or questions, you can that either raise your hand or you can either put your questions into your chat board. We are always happy to answer all your questions. I guess I'm able to see someone's. Yeah, Vijay Prajapati, you have raised your hand. Do you want to say something?
No, no.
Okay, thank you, guys. I'm that handing over that so now that next to Kirti Prajapati, who is going to take the next session.
Yeah, thanks,
Welcome,
Sanket.
Kirti. Thank
Thank
you. And that I forgot to mention one name into introduction. That special thanks to Kirti to providing all the supports to that host our first virtual event at Baroda location. He helped us a lot to set up that is community over here and that set up our first event at Baroda location. Thank you, Kirti, for that.
Yeah,
Thanks
thanks,
for all
Sanket.
your support in that.
Yeah, thank you. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, I'm able to see your screen.
Okay, fine.
I'm just going to mute myself
Yeah,
and you can take it over.
yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, from wherever you are joining. So, thank you for being a part of this Global Power Platform Bootcamp 2022. This is the first edition of the Baroda Tech Community we are planning, and I am very thankful and appreciate the efforts that Sanket has put in to initiate this process here in Baroda. And along with that, I'm also super excited to be a part of this wonderful virtual event. And it is great to have this opportunity and want to thank the organizers and the sponsors to align me here where I can share a few things about the Power Apps portals. So today I'll talk few things about or basics of Power Apps portal where uh, I can explain that what are the new features to Power Apps dealing with incredible functionality with the sharing options and the app to the users outside the organizations are available. In Power Apps portals can build low code apps and responsive websites along allowing these external users to access the app. And before I jump into that, the detailed module or the content, just want to briefly give you a better introduction to whom I am. So myself, Kirti Prajapati, and I am Microsoft MVP, MCT, and working as an independent consultant. And I have been doing SharePoint since 2007, so it is more than around like 13, 14 years now, and work with all flavor of SharePoint. And by trade, I would call myself a Microsoft workplace consultant and developer. However, I would also call myself an evangelist because I would like to share whatever I know in different formats like YouTube videos, blogs, and everything. And along with this, I am an organizer of M365 Ahmedabad user group, and under that user group umbrella, we are organizing such events like the global power platforms, then global development bootcamp, then SharePoint Saturdays, and of course, we are also organizing such workshops where we can just share the new cutting edge information or the whatever has been released by Microsoft to the developer community. And if you want to get in touch with me, then you can just have this social media information on the right side of this slide. So I will be more than happy to connect with you, and we can help each other in the community. So today I'm going to talk about introduction to Power Apps portal and the high level architecture, how we can explore the Power Apps portal, and how once you are in, then what are the possible ways to use Power Apps portal studio, and I'll explain this couple of items through the demo. So before I jump into that, it is better to understand that what is Power Platform, as Sanket has already explained a few things about it, but I would like to explain a couple of more items in that. So first, as a developer or the person who don't know anything about the Power Platform, so for them, this is what I'm going to explain. What is Power Platform? So Power Platform is a platform that is targeted to mostly citizen developers, people who have understanding of the business, but it may not be heavily skilled or heavily trained into IT programming or any computer programming language. So basic idea is that Microsoft provides features and such tools for developers or citizen developers to create certain applications without having a vast or the skilled knowledge of computer programming. So you have different technologies with that stack, and you have Power Apps, Canvas apps, which allows us to create applications for mobile devices as well as the tablets. So that is the overall concept of the Power Platform. Now in Power Platform, there are 4 or 5 components we can consider. So the first one will be Power Automate. So which is a technology that allows for a citizen developer against somebody who doesn't have very deep knowledge into programming language or a skills to integrate different system using just point and click or drag and drop capabilities. So you should have some knowledge about how your business process will go, then you can use the Power Automate. And the second component I would go with the Power BI. So which is again a citizen developer tool that allows folks to create dashboards technology where they can expose information in a way that's easy for other users to consume, and they can easily forecast or identify the detail like what needs to be done for the upcoming quarter or year or whatever they are, if they are looking out on some reports on the products. And the third one I would suggest or I would go with the Power Apps portal. So it is again the ability to build low code responsive website which allows external users to interact with the data which is stored in the common data services or a dataverse, now we can say. So this is the basic information of what is Power Platform and what are the different component available. But the question should come in mind that why we need Power Apps portals, right? So there should be some reason that Microsoft introduced this, and it is widely used now. So the Power Apps portal most common scenario is, for example, if you are creating any application or web application that is used by clients or your company. So your mobile device app could potentially be used by clients, but the way that Microsoft designed the Canvas app, it requires your users to log in using a paid license of Power Platform, whereas in the in the Power App portal, you can expose information to your clientele to or your end users client using a web-based approach. So you have common scenarios here where Power Apps portals can be used. So in short, if you are going to use Canvas app, then the person who is going to use the or opening the app, that person should have license. So without license, the app will not be open. But what if you want to share with the external customers or the users? So Power Apps portal allow organizations to create websites which can be shared with users external to their organization, either anonymously or through the login provider of their choice. For example, LinkedIn, Microsoft account, or other commercial login providers they can use. So it is not restricted that you can just go with the anonymous, but you may have both the ways available for the website. I will explain that how we can use anonymous access as well as the login one yeah, during the demo. So Power Apps portal provides a great way to allow internal and external user to view and interact with the data from Microsoft Dataverse, or you can say Dynamics 365. And it should be a consideration as a pillar in an organization overall web strategy. So whatever the data we are fetching, that will come from the Dataverse. So that's the first thing as a prerequisite, that whenever you are going to use portal, Power Apps portal, then you should have the Dataverse database available in your environment. Now, that is what about why we need Power Apps portal. But the question again comes in, when should I use Power Apps portal, right? So there are different scenarios we can consider when we are talking about when to use Power Apps portal. So I just defined couple of scenarios where we can use that. First is if you want to build a public facing website, which was coming into older version of SharePoint, where we have the capability to use public facing site template, and we can allow the external user access the site anonymously. So in that case, you can use this one along with the authenticated users. And the second is, if you want to create an integrated experience with other Microsoft technologies, for example, if you want to embed Power BI dashboard in the website, or if you want to have the report into your website, or if you want to trigger workflows when users or someone submit a form on your web application or the Power Apps portal, and if you want to leverage Azure Blob storage and SharePoint to store documents, and you can also use application insights to track solution usage. So these are different scenarios where we can just go with the Power Apps portal implementation. So this is all about the introduction part of the Power Apps portal. Now let me jump into the high level architecture, how this can be understandable by the developer. It's a totally high level, but you can consider that a lot more applications can be integrated between these two components, the portal and the CDS or the Dataverse. So before I come to this point, I just want to highlight few things, that Power Apps portal is completely not new, because it has been around for some years, but it was previously marked as Dynamics 365 portal. So it was there, but the name was different, and it was offered only as a add-on to Dynamics 365 model-driven application. So it was available, but as a model-driven application and as an add-on feature. But Power Apps portal is built on top of CDS or the Dataverse, and the CDS or Dataverse database will host all your portal data. For example, your portal might have pages, page templates, forms, and whatever the data we have for the forms. So everything will be stored in the CDS or the Dataverse. And here you have to keep in mind that you can only create one portal per Power Apps environment. So let's say, for example, if you have Power Apps environment, the default one is there. So in that environment, you can create one Power Apps portal. But now if you want to create second Power Apps portal, then you have to create another environment. And then in that environment, you can create another portal. So this thing should be clear in mind, that we can create one Power Apps portal per environment. So before we can create a portal, we will need two prerequisites. The first one is the Power Apps environment, and the second is the CDS database, or you can say Dataverse, right? So here you can see I have just defined these two items, like portal can be accessed by user, and if they are accessing any forms or any information in terms of page or page template, that data will come from the CDS or the Dataverse entity, and bi-directional, like if they want to retrieve the data, they can read the data, or they can submit some information in the Dataverse entity. Now, how we can explore the Power Apps portal? So Dynamics 365 started 365 starter portals are pre-configured portal solutions that are available to help accelerate deployment. So the concept is basically there are predefined templates available. Using that, we can create such applications where we have the base information or the content available for the solution. And of course, we can extend those templates as per our requirement. So typical portal projects will have unique requirements. As I mentioned that each and every project may have different requirements. So in that case, uh, we can go with a certain requirement fulfillment. But a starter portal provides an environment that is immediately suitable for specific scenarios and audiences. So here you can see there are like I have mentioned the templates. So each and every template may associated with such kind of business requirement, and it targets certain audiences, right? So when provisioning a Power Apps portal, the most important choice to consider are the audiences. So keep in mind that the who is your target audience and what type of template portal template you are going to use. So here you can see I have just have defined 5 portal templates. So if we go with the community portal, then I can consider that the audience will be the partner or the customers, where we can identify the workload as they can choose these options to provision a portal that is focused on an online community. So that we can use for that we can use community portal. And then we have the customer self service. So again, this will target the partner and the customers, and this will provide an option to for portal users to search knowledge articles, or if you want to create some cases, and if you want to participate in some discussion forums to resolve issues. And then we have the employee self-service. So this is purely related to the employee only, and from where they can access the centralized location of any kind of knowledge repository, or the documents have been shared with other uh, uh, employee of the organization. And the fourth one is the partner. So again, this is associated with the partner only. So we can use this option to build a portal where mostly external partners or external users can manage and collaborate on account and opportunities, right? And the fourth is fifth is you can go with the portal from blank. So if you are not matching with any requirement from these portal templates, then you can always have an option to create from scratch. So you can use that option, and you can just associate it with any entity of your dataverse. And then we have the customer portal. So the audience is enterprise business to business, and basically this is mostly used with the Dynamics 365 supply chain management customer portal, and the template that provides portal access to D365 supply chain management data by using dual write dataverse entries. So it could be bidirectional. You can read the data and you can also submit the data. So this is all about the templates. Now we have some features available. Like each and every portal might have different set of features. So the first we can say ability to configure the portal by using the Portal Studio. So we have an option to configure and customize the website using this Portal Studio, where we can also manage the content, including content publishing, design, theming, search, multilingual support, and templating. And if you want to extend that capability, then we have the option which can be built on web pages, templates, table forms, table list, and many more. And also we have the capability to provide the security that is based on identity management, integration with authentication providers, web roles, and content permissions, as well as the table permissions. So if you want to restrict certain data should not be exposed to the external users, though they are accessing as an anonymous user, Then you can also provide this kind of security trimming and role management for specific table entity or specific row item. And then we have the common feature like if you want to use ads, polls, ratings, and comments. So these features are not standalone and can be used throughout other parts of the implementation as well. So for example, if you want to use rating and comments, that can be only enabled for a page, not for the whole website. And ads can be included as part of a template. So this way, some of the features can be used. Those are known as the common features. So this is all about uh, the how you can identify different component of the portals. Now let me jump into the demo. So I'll explain you that how to create the portal and considering how many environments you have. So now I'm just jumping into my tenant. So this is the tenant. You can see I'm logged in with this default tenant environment. Sorry. So first of all, you have to open this from your Microsoft 365 Admin Center. Go to all admin centers and then select this Power Apps. So I'm just clicking on that again, and it will open up the dashboard for the Power Platform Admin Center, and from where I can see how many environments I have for this tenant. So for now, you can see I have only one tenant, and under this tenant, I have already created one portal. This you can see Power Apps portal. So I will not be able to create the second one in the same environment, this SP console 365 default. But if you want to create the other one, then you can just create the environment. So from this dashboard screen, click on new. So we are going to create new environment. So I'm just say Dave and type, I'm just using trial and create a database for this environment. As I was mentioning that whenever you are creating, trying to create any Power Apps portal, then you should have this option available. Otherwise, you will not be able to connect with your Dataverse entity. So make sure that you have selected this create a database for this environment, and it will create the Dataverse with the default entities. So click on next and have it as is default. If you want to include the sample apps, you can just uh, enable this option. I'm just using no for now. Or let's yes and click on save. So yeah, so here I have the limitation, so I'm not able to create this environment. So make sure that you are also have do not have the capacity constraint for any environment, but this is the way where you can just create another environment. So let me just go with the instead of trial, I'm just trying with sandbox if it allows me. And next. Okay, so I have the limitation, the constraint, capacity constraint. So let's consider that assuming we have the environment available, but if you don't have any environment, that this is the way you can create from this dashboard screen. Click on new and just fill up the information. So once you have the environment created, just click on that environment, and then you can see that how many like what is the URL, and if you want to add different set of users, then under the access box you can just click on the users, all users, and add the users here, right? So I have like 10-15 users added in this environment. So if you want to manage internal user, then you can use this from. Now once we have the environment available with the Dataverse, then into your Power Apps, you can just go to apps, then click on new app, and then select portal. So from there, you will be able to see this screen portal from blank, and where you have to define certain values like what is the name of your portal. So let's say, for example, I'm just giving Dave 2022, and my portal address will be I'm just keeping same, and it will check whether this address is available or not. So this will be my portal website URL. So whenever user try to open, or if I'm sharing something related to this Power Apps portal to external users, then this will be my website URL, dev2022.powerappsportals.com. And I want to keep English as a default language and use from existing. So I just want to use the starter one. So I'm selecting this application I have already created, and you just click on create. So once it is created, it may take some time to provision your Power Apps portal. And once it is provisioned, you will be able to see that Power Apps portal in your Power Apps portal studio. So this is the the interface from where you can edit the content of your Power Apps portal. In terms of, you can change the logo. You can see in the top left corner, you can change the navigation. If you want to add some pages, you can also add the pages or change the title of the page. Then this is the content area where you can just display different messages or different textual information, or information with the image. Then this is these are three boxes where you can have your custom content available. And then this is the footer where you can just customize the footer as per your requirement. So now this is the default one. If I click on the preview browse website, then it will open that website with this URL dev2022.powerappsportals.com, where I will be able to see the same user interface what I have here, right? So when this site will be accessed by anonymous user, it will look like this. This will be the preview of the portal, and meanwhile this opens up, I'm just trying to have one entity where we'll create the form. So for example, it may happen that you might have a requirement with some forms which can be filled by your external customer or external users without logging into the website. So how we can do that? So for that, we just need to create one table. So I'm just going to this environment again, and sorry, opening this let me open this form, Power Apps, and I'm trying to create one table, the entity. So if you want to create any entity, then go to your Power Apps environment and make sure you have selected the correct environment from the list of available environments in your tenant. So for me, this is the default one. So I'm selecting this, and under the data option, you can just click on tables, and from there you can create tables, right? So these are the default table available, but you can create your own if you want. So let's create new table, and I'm just giving the name GPPB, Global Power Platform Bootcamp, and default name, display name, and creating it, right? So now I want to add some more columns. So by default, the name column is there, and I want to add another column called uh, location. Then text, data type will be text, requires optional, done. Then creating another column called city, done. So I'm just keeping 2 or 3 fields for now. So I have the table available. Now I'm going to design the form. So from this table, you can just click on the forms option, or you can see tables, or I have to save that first. Click on save table. So once it is saved, we will be able to see uh, out of the box forms available with this table, and then we can use the custom view of the form in our website, right? So just clicking on the forms, or we can just add new form from here, main form, in the form. refresh it, and here, okay, okay. So I think this might have some issues, but let me open another portal which has been already there. So I'm just duplicating this, and I'm trying to open the one which I've already created. So I'm just going to the Power Apps again, and I will open the portal which I have created earlier. So I'm going to Apps, then this Power Apps portal. I'm trying to edit this and open into the studio. Right. So here, this is the form I have used, and contact form. I have used the contact form. So let's say, for example, here I want to add that form. Let me try if I can access the default contact form. So here you have to select the section. Like if you want to add the section, click on the plus icon. Then you can add the which type of layout you want. So let's select one column section, and under that you can just click there and open this plus icon again and click on form, and then form component is available in that section, and from here you can just use which type of form you want. If you want to create new, then you can just select this new radio button, or if you want to use existing, then select this use existing, and from here the custom form will be available. So in this case I have already created that simple contact us form, so I'm just selecting that, and table is feedback. So if I go to here, tables, go to the table, so I'll show you that how the data will be stored when anonymous user submits some information from the forms. So I'm just opening that entity, feedback, feedback. Contact data. Yeah, so in this table the new entry will be available when user submits something. So I'm just selecting this form, and I'm just using this mode as insert, but again you can have insert, edit, update, anything for this form, but just to make it simple and understandable for everyone how we can deal with a different component, we can just use insert. And once the insert is successfully done, then if you want to have some message, then you can just have your custom message or use this default one. Your detail has been successfully submitted, and then this form will be hide, and you can see that message only, success message, right? So I'm just using this as is, and advanced settings we might have some captcha. If you want to add captcha on form, you can just use anything from these options, but for now I'm just keeping as simple as that. So now my form is saved. Let me open that, save, and just click on browse site. Create. See here my form is there, fill in your detail. So I'm just using this information like GPPB, then and author URL I'm just keeping default, it's not required. Now it's clicking on submit. So once I click on submit, this form will disappear, and I will be able to see this message, your detail has been successfully submitted. So I'm just clicking on that, and you can see the form is disappeared, and we can see the submission completed successfully. So that's the message for this. And now I'm going to refresh this entity. So I'm just clicking on refresh data. Where is store? Same one or different table? Entity feedback. Yeah, sorry, feedback. So here you can see that the updated record. Let me click on edit record. Yeah, so this is the information submitted by user from the portal without signing in, right? Now I'm just coming to the sign in part. So this is how the anonymous user can submit the form. Now what if they want to use the sign in option? So if I click on sign in, then I will have different options to connect with. So you can see sign in with local sign in. If you have a username and password already created or shared with you, then you can use this option. Or if you want to register, then click on register, and you can use share your information with the owner, and they will approve your request and you will be able to access the portal. And the third option is redeem invitation. So this is when the portal admin can share some redeem invitation code with you, and then you have to enter that invitation code here and register yourself. So these are the different options available. And if you want to use Azure AD registered using an external account, then you can also use that option too. So this is how you can use different options available for accessing the Power Apps portal. And in terms of the customizations, so once you are in the studio, then you have the left navigation from where you can just update everything. Like for page navigation and page, you can use this panel, and from there you can update items. Like if you want to add new page, just click on that and select what type of page you want to use, blank or landing page. So, and if you click on the plus, then you have different options. If you want to add any component, then you can just select section layout, the one we have added for the forms, that was one column section. And if you want any side components, so you can use any of this. Right, in the beginning I was explaining that the Power BI report or forms can be used in the Power Apps portal. And apart from these options, in next session, Avni will share like how you can have the Power Virtual Agent in Power Apps portal. So you will be like in a continuous mode that, okay, once we have the Power Apps portal available, then how we can use or extend that capability to have some other components in terms of Power Apps virtual agent, we can add that, right? So, and again, we have the other option called themes. So if you want to change the themes, you have the out of the box theme available. So if I select this, the theme will be like this. And if I click on the home page, let me refresh it, browse website again. So my site will look like this. So it will immediately change the theme. And other one is, if you want to use any page template like access denied, full page, profile page, or search page, you can use any template out of this available options. And then this is the settings for the table permission. If you want to restrict some information which cannot be accessed by external user, then you can just use this information from here for the table permissions, right? Read, write, create, delete, append to kind of. And then you have the progressive web app option. If you want to use this enable PWA, then you can use this and customize as per your requirement. Or again, if you want to upload the package, then you can also have that option here, the app package one. And if you want to add new permissions, you can also have the new table permission as well. Apart from this six roles, you can just click on add roles, and you can have any out of these three, you can use anything. So this is how it will work when you are talking about the Power Apps portal. So yeah, I'm also done with the demo, and yeah, thank you for having me and providing your 45-50 minutes to listening me and sharing my thoughts. And let me know if anyone have any questions. If not now, then I am still available, and you can just drop a message in the chat window, and I will be more than happy to answer all your queries. And again, if you want to connect with me, then uh, this is the social media handler where we can connect and continue sharing the knowledge. Thank you. Any questions?
Request to all of you guys, if you have any questions, please raise your hand or put it over chat here.
Yes, Ankit, I think we don't have any questions in the chat window. Yeah, and thank you for thank you, Sanket and Rishabh Software for providing such good opportunity to this Ahmedabad user group where we can represent ourselves as a community in different city. And yeah, again, enjoy the rest of the day with different sessions, and I'm definitely sure that you will learn something new from upcoming sessions. Thanks.
Yep. Thank you, Kirti. And thank you, Kirti, very much for your insights and more detailed session onto Power Platform. I hope that team have that learned a lot from this one, and they will take it further from here. Thank you, Kirti, and thanks for that support. Uh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Uh, thank you. Okay, now we are that moving towards our next session. Uh, we'll that take a couple of minute break. Let's that take a break of 2 minutes. Meanwhile, you can take a tea or cup of coffee for yourself. And let's get back. Next session is from Avni Chaugule.